Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. Game week 11 is nearly upon us. There is an early kickoff, of course, on the Friday night between Southampton and Aston Villa, so we've got to get our teams prepared a little bit earlier for that. I'm going to go through my team selection, transfers I've done, captaincy thoughts, so let's jump into it. In case you missed it, go and watch our wildcard video watch list. We did a video on differentials. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy FPL content. There's plenty more coming. Otherwise, let's have a look at my team. Let's quickly have a look at those fixtures coming up then, as we talked about already. I couldn't do a team selection video or even consider about captaincy until we know who everyone is playing. There's that early kick-off Southampton with Aston Villa. Aston Villa on a real slump of form lately. You could argue Southampton on a little bit of an upward trend. They haven't lost, I think, in 4 now, including that win against Watford. They obviously drew against Burnley, then they had the good result against Leeds. So Livramento is certainly part of my plans. Manchester derby there, Man City. You would have to make Man City favourites there. Not going to go through all of them. Brentford, Norwich, that may be a game you target in most Norwich games these days. Burnley away at Chelsea, that looks like a real nice game for Chelsea. Palace, Wolves, difficult, both teams on form. Brighton, Newcastle, Brighton you would fancy there. Then on the Sunday we've got some good games. It's ending up with West Ham and Liverpool. Interesting one. West Ham in such good form. Is that a game you would fancy Liverpool to perform in? I'm not sure. Spurs are new manager away at Everton, who are in free fall it feels at the moment, conceding 5 last time at home to Watford, then losing 2-1 at Wolves. Spurs obviously not in great form, but will that be transformed by Conte's arrival? Are they a team to target and look at now, Spurs? This weekend should give us a little bit more of an idea about that. So those are the fixtures, lots of teams and fixtures to target. Let's see how that affects my team selection. Starting with goalkeeper and defence then, much easier decision this week than it was last week. I had a toss-up between Foster and Ramsdale. I luckily went Ramsdale and got the points haul that Ramsdale came within at Leicester. This week much easier. He's at home to Watford, so that's just a straightforward, obvious choice. People bringing him in, so I'm glad that he's repaying some of that faith instead of bringing in Sanchez a few weeks ago on the wildcard. In defence, I've got Cancelo and Diaz. I have toyed with the idea of transferring either one of those out. I haven't. I think I've got to stick with Man City and trust their defence is very good. I'm not 100% confident they'll get a clean sheet against Man United, but you know what? This is big games. They do tend to raise it, so you know I'm expecting certainly a clean sheet one of these days from these two. Cancelo obviously contributing 3 assists in midweek. That was incredible. Just need him to transform some of that into the Premier League. Diaz looks like he'll start because he was rested midweek. Livramento's just been on brilliant form, scoring the other week against Burnley, then 2 clean sheets either side of that. He's been cashing in on the points. Reece James was my only transfer. I made that earlier on in the week, and I have got the captaincy armband on him. I'm not sure it's going to stay on him. It's a toss-up between him and another player. In a minute I'll show you. There's a few options, to be honest. I just love the fact that they got almost a nailed-on clean sheet, but there's just no such thing as a nailed-on clean sheet, is there? Even Chelsea could concede at home. I feel the chances are slim, but it just takes, as was it Brian Clough said, 6 seconds, something like that, to score a goal. Just doesn't take anything, does it? Rudiger, he's about as nailed-on as you can get in that Chelsea defence. You got all 5 defenders playing, but you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Rudiger was dropped or Cancelo was rested. I feel with James and Diaz rested midweek that they should come back in, but you just can't tell, can you? So James with his just attacking potential and returns and that clean sheet, I feel the worst case scenario for him is he picks up 6, which gives him 12. I don't know if there's anyone else I would really guarantee to get a return, but let's have a look at the rest of the side. Looking at my midfield then, I'm really pleased with midfield. It looks really strong. I say that, but Havertz, he's been in since I've taken Lukaku out the last 2 weeks. Chelsea have scored 10 goals in that time, 3 against Newcastle away from home, 7 obviously at home to Norwich, and Havertz hasn't scored in any of those. He's got 1 assist. So it feels like a good decision given the backdrop that they've scored 10 goals. Feels slightly unlucky that he's only got 1 assist contribution in that, but I still think it was a sound decision. He continues to play against Burnley and should play up front. He did play, I think, in the Champions League 90 minutes. But I've just got to stick faith. Playing up front for Chelsea at home to Burnley, it seems like a logical and sound choice to make. Salah away at West Ham, that's more the captaincy dilemma. He's just been phenomenal. I don't need to have a conversation about how good he is. West Ham, no, just playing so well. He would have to score. I think if Reece James keeps a clean sheet and nothing else, Salah would have to score just to kind of match Reece James' return. So that's my dilemma. Does he score at West Ham? I think West Ham obviously kept clean sheet against Man City the other day. They're playing really well. Not exactly keeping clean sheets left, right and centre. So you'd expect Liverpool to score, but there's so many people contributing from so many different places. I'm tempted to just not go Salah, but when I've done that in the past at Old Trafford, I've had my fingers burnt. So I'm cautious. I'm not entirely sure at the moment which way I'm going to fall with him. The safe option is captain Salah like everyone else. The riskier thing, the potentially higher risk reward thing would be to go Reece James. I don't know. Depends how I feel really tomorrow. Rafinha's been brilliant for me at home to Leicester. He's just a main man. I'm keeping set and forget. He's going to be in all year for me basically. Gallagher on the bench last week, but it's good to see him contributing. It really stamps his name on that clean sheet, on that team sheet for Crystal Palace. I want to keep him in. At home to Wolves, he could easily contribute there. So I really like that midfield. Up top then I have Jamie Vardy on his own because I've got two strikers on the bench. Adam Armstrong at home to Aston Villa. There's a slight concern that he won't start if Broha is fit, and I haven't seen the team news or press conferences about that yet. Then there's a possibility that he'll come in instead of Adam Armstrong and Che Adams will keep his place up front. So there's worry about minutes for Armstrong. At home to Villa, Villa obviously conceding goals on a little bit of a downward run at the moment. Then on the bench we've got Ben Rama, who scored a couple of goals tonight in the Europa League, and Antonio. I just feel against Liverpool, those two are the obvious choices to bench. I feel blessed that I do have a bench, and it has crossed my mind for a bench boost for Foster away at Arsenal, because there's not going to be many times in a season I feel where you're going to have the whole 15 players actually playing, but I don't think I'm going to go that far as to do that. But I'm blessed that I've got 15 players playing. I've got 2 transfers made, one with Reece James, so I could make another one. My thinking really is along the lines that there's an international break for 2 weeks. It would be nice to have 2 free transfers to make when things could have changed over that international break. So it's possible I want to save them both for there. And while I've got 11 definitely playing, I'm happy to do that. I might switch Antonio around and put Ben Rama third and second in case something like a Cancelo or Rudiger's dropped and 2 players come in. But I think Adam Armstrong will be my first on the bench there. So that's my side. So that's my side for game week 11, guys. I'm not 100% set on that captaincy. I do like the Reece James option. Maybe I'm being influenced too much by that humongous haul he got last week. Maybe the sensible decision is Salah. Just feels too obvious. But sometimes the most obvious is still the best decision. There is one with Havertz as well, but I just feel like I got burnt with him a few weeks ago when I went him on that weekend where he blanked against Norwich, and then Salah and got a hat-trick at Old Trafford. So I just don't want to make that same mistake twice. But those are the 3 possibilities, I think. James, Salah or Havertz. I think I've got to rule Havertz out now and just go either James or Salah. We'll wait and see about press conferences. Obviously, as I foresee at the moment, just that one transfer already made to avoid the price hike in James that I've made. So I've still got 2.1 in the bank at the moment. So no, the team value is at 102.1. I think I've got just 0.1 in the bank at the moment. So Havertz will come out at some point, but certainly not for the Burnley game. So tell me what you think below, guys. Am I making a mistake going for Reece James on captaincy? What would you do? Click on that subscribe button if you enjoy this sort of content. We'll come out with wildcard videos later on in the new game week, team selections, watch lists, all sort of that. So keep in touch, hit that subscribe, and I shall speak to you soon.